This short video describes the conclusions of a Harvard research program led by Jim Collins and reported fully in his book called Good to Great. What was the study design? Well, Collins and his team of researchers looked at a group of high-flying businesses that had succeeded and survived compared with a group who did not sustain over time. The objective was to identify what factors differentiated the two groups, and from that to derive recommendations for best practice for any business wanting to transform from being a good business to a great business. And the criterion for success they used was that the successful company, was one whose stock market price consistently outperformed others in its sector over several years. So we have practical research conclusions, and these are evidence-based, strong research evidence. Each high success company was matched with a similar company, a competitor in its own field, that did not experience sustained success. And we have a series of 6 key findings. Collins described a concept called the flywheel concept. And the first point to notice is that the performance of the success companies follow the pattern of the grey arrow at the bottom of the diagram. Fairly static for some years and then taking off dramatically. The reason for this pattern is that success does not come from a revolution or dramatic change, it comes from gradually increasing momentum. Getting certain things right builds up momentum, and the impact is like that of a flywheel. At a critical point, momentum builds to an accelerative phase and performance takes off. And as you can see, there are 6 factors around the course of the flywheel which contribute to this increase in momentum. The first difference that contributes to success is the type of leader that the organization has. Successful, sustained organizations have unflashy leaders who facilitate success in their staff and don't seek the limelight for themselves. So they are a facilitator and not a star. It's more a question of perseverance than charisma. The next characteristic is that the leader understands how important it is to have the right people on the bus, and indeed to get off the bus the people who don't fit, because they don't want to really travel in the same direction. In terms of who is on the bus, the findings are slightly unexpected. A critical part of the story turns out to be a question of priority. The good leaders that Collins describes as level 4 leaders, so they're very competent and their business may be successful in the short term, they start with strategy. First they decide what they want to do, and then they recruit teams to complete it. Interestingly, the level 5 leader, the sort of leader that produces a high level of sustained success, takes a different approach. They prioritize the other way around. They know that success comes first from getting the right people on the bus, and then from working out what they're going to do. First who, then what. And in fact, when the right people are on the bus, then it's the whole top team that decides the direction, not the leader alone. The collaborative impact of a great team is substantially greater than a strategy derived solely from a charismatic leader. The third issue is the question of the mindset of the company. There are 2 points to this. First of all, there has to be some self-belief. In other words, a certainty that the business will succeed. But alongside that, everyone has to be aware of the brutal facts. So, for example, if a business has a cost base twice that of all its competitors, then this has to be corrected. Or another example, if a business has a core product that is redundant because of changing technology, then they need to find a new direction. The fourth characteristic that differentiates the successful companies is how they get to the what, how they devise the strategy. We've already said that this is a collaborative decision, but more than that, it's a gradual process of evolution. All the people on the bus contribute to this decision, and it evolves over a period of time. So, as I've said, there's never a major revolution or a restructuring exercise which would disrupt both morale and business function. A key feature of what the company does is its simplicity. What makes it unique is something about it in its market sector that can be described simply by a three-circle concept. And these three circles are, first of all, what is your passion? Secondly, what is the thing the company is number one at? What thing can you be the very best in your sector at? And finally, understanding what is the economic engine. In other words, what is the key measure that describes how you make money? So, for example, for a widget maker, it might be the cost of production that you've made lower than your competitors. Or it might be what percentage of your customers have signed up for a long-term widget supply contract that enables you to plan production more efficiently and more economically. Number 5 of our 6 differentiators is a culture of discipline. This means that each individual takes responsibility for their outcomes, and it works from the bottom up. It's not necessary, therefore, to have extensive managerial oversight, endless checklists and so on, that are typical of a culture of top-down discipline. Of course, the business does have to have a consistent framework, and the system can therefore be tweaked as needed. But this means that the company manages the system. It doesn't manage the people. But within that framework, the individual has both freedom and responsibility. They have the autonomy to innovate, but they will be self-disciplined. Number 6, the final item on the list, is a clear understanding of the role of technology. It's a mistake to look at technology for revolutionary solutions. Technology is merely a tool. When the right idea is in place, then technology can accelerate the process of evolution. It can magnify impact or reduce cost, but technology is not where you should begin. So here we have 6 simple concepts that are shown by good research, by a very good research project, to be strategies which a business can adopt. I hope you found this interesting and maybe stimulated to read Collins's book. Thank you.